Oh, for in-town riding, there is nothing better than an upright bike. I am out once again on a beautiful sunny Colorado day. These clouds, they're not here. That's not me. That's not Panda being crazy. That is according to the weather forecast for right now, which I'm going to put up on the screen for you. I took a screenshot of my phone, checking the forecast before I came out to ride. So according to the forecast of right now, those clouds are not there. None of them. It's sunny. All those clouds over there, they're not there. The ones right there, not there. Ones right above us, not there. So, you may have noticed I'm not riding toothless, and that would be because if you happen to see last week's video, toothless was pretty well out of gas. And since toothless was pretty well out of fuel, and Mrs. Panda's bike still had gas in it, I asked her if I could ride hers, because like, you know, I want to try to get them run down on fuel and keep as little as possible in over the winter. Yeah, just to make sure that there's not just gas sitting there going old and everything. So I'm currently riding Lola, and toothless is at home in the garage. Lola is Mrs. Panda's bike, which is a 2014 Honda CB500, which has been on the channel before. But anyway, I'm out riding it today because it has fuel, and honestly I've been meaning to for a while. It's kind of just a really fun bike, way more comfortable than toothless, like infinitely more comfortable. Check the gap, no joke. See, completely different riding position than toothless, clearly. This thing seriously feels good. No wonder Mrs. Panda says she's happy with this thing. So you might think that since it's in the garage and stuff, that, like, you know, I'll just take out her bike anytime I want. I don't at all. I even asked her today if I could take it out. Why she named it Lola, I have no idea. If there's going to be any comments asking, you can ask away. I might be able to find an answer. She just decided to name it Lola. So that's cool, you know. Whatever floats your boat there. Whatever floats your boat. You can go, dude. Hello. Wow. All right then. Quite a bit of traffic right there. So I'm going to take a real quick moment to say, because this video is going to be going up on Tuesday, the 21st, maybe. For those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody has a good time with family and stuff, and family and friends, and just enjoys the day. Anyway, out riding an upright bike again makes me really, really want one. For those of you that follow motorcycles and motorcycle news and stuff, you may have seen that the Honda Neo Retro Cafe Racer prototype is actually going to be going into production, which is going to be the revised Honda CB1000R, which I'm actually a huge fan of the current CB1000R. It looks like Lola here, but with a single-sided swing arm. But the only problem is the rear wheel is a very, very polarizing design for a single-sided swing arm, and I just can't like it. So I'll pop up a picture of the 2018 CB1000R just so you guys can check it out. Now I'm a huge fan of it. I know it was inspired by the Neo Retro Cafe Racer concept, which, you know, call me a hipster if you want to. I dig it. I really like it. It reminds me of the BMW R9T, which is also a retro cafe racer, without the boxer engine, which I'm not sold on, without the cost of entering into BMW ownership, and also without the maintaining of a BMW. And I just like the way it looks. Some people have said they don't like it. Like I said, call me a hipster if you want to. I dig it. I've got a beard, and I try not to eat too much gluten, so I guess I qualify as a hipster, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. Judge as you will, but I kind of like it. So last time I mentioned the job search, I had an interview and stuff. I had a few people in the comments tell me, like, good luck and everything on the job search, and I really want to say truly thank you. I genuinely appreciate those comments, so really thank you. I still haven't heard anything back on the job I interviewed with. I know the interview went well. It may be a case of they're just waiting until the end of the year, you know, and if that's it, that's it. All I can do is keep looking. But anyway, I did want to say truly to everybody that said good luck and stuff and actually seems to take an interest in this random existence of mine. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys actually caring about little old me. So the whole thing with that CB1000R, getting back to motorcycles, the whole upright position really appeals to me, and that's one of the things I love about the Triumph Speed Triple is I fit on it, is like it has the upright riding position, and there's just, you know, if I were on a track, a sport bike obviously would be the absolute perfect tool. But like, you know, normal city riding and stuff, like there's just so much more maneuverability from an upright bike. There's just so much more control overall, it's just like, it's so much more nimble where you live in the speeds and stuff, like in town and everything. Honestly, like the control and just ease of riding, this is just so much more comfortable. Like, I'm just amazed at how comfortable it is. No wonder Mrs. Panda says she likes this thing. Like, I've ridden this thing to get an oil change and back. I do my own oil changes now, but I've ridden it to go get an oil change and back. I rode it in a parking lot for that How to Ride video, just for a minute. I rode it in a parking lot for a moment. That's really about it. This is probably the most I've ridden it, the most miles. A friend of mine, Moto Topher, he actually has one of these as well, and he also loves it. And yeah, I mean, it's phenomenally good. It's been a good bike. I mean, as you guys know, it's gone to, well, you were with us one time when it's gone on a 900-mile trip to Durango. We did that one other time as well. I mean, I'm not going to give it like a review, or this isn't a Honda CB500 review. I mean, it kind of is, I guess. The amount of confidence just going into these corners is just, this is a very confidence-inspiring bike, and it's even accelerating in top gear up hills with me on it. That's fairly impressive. I'm actually amazed at kind of how smooth it is. It's a parallel twin. You definitely got some smoothness to it. I'm kind of impressed. Mrs. Panda, you found a good bike. It's like smooth, it transitions very easily. It doesn't have a gear indicator, which I'm used to having, and I kind of miss, but it doesn't have a fuel gauge. Now, this is definitely in the realm of like the more beginner bike, so it doesn't have ABS as standard. You can get one with ABS. It doesn't have traction control. Doesn't have rider modes. I guess this is going to be a review. Single front disc, twin piston caliper. It's not high-end components by any means. It's definitely pretty standard, more geared towards beginner style bike. You know, I'm not wanting for power right now on just a normal ride. Like I said, it's very nimble. Very nimble. Very little input is needed to get this thing rocking back and forth. Comfortable seat, actually. Very comfortable seating position. So I know that this is comfortable for my wife, Mrs. Panda, because she's ridden it, you know, 450 miles in a day. I know it's a very, very comfortable and capable motorcycle just from what, you know, she's done on it. So I know it's got a good riding position for her, and she's about 5'6". You know, that being said, I'm 6'4", and it still has a good riding position. I have to say, I am genuinely enjoying it. As somebody who's ridden a lot of bikes, I can tell you that, you know, this is honestly one of the more comfortable bikes I've been on. It definitely has plenty of torque, especially for in-town riding and stuff. The gear ratio is kind of short. Sometimes you'll find yourself needing to shift in corners from first to second. The best thing is just to short shift into second when you go into the corner. Like you in town from stoplights, if you're making a left-hand turn or something from a stoplight. That's probably my biggest complaint on it. I know it's something that Mrs. Panda has brought up as well. You know, if I were commuting all the time, I think I would want more power, like if I were going highway commuting and everything. But yeah, this is actually so enjoyable that I'm turning around to go back around the reservoir. This bike is just so effortless to ride. It's so much fun. Like, it's easy to ride, easy to maneuver. Doesn't matter what bike I'm on, I'm gonna miss second. They're a very, very, very good bike for the money. Now, I will say that right there, what I just rode over, that grate, I did go over to an angle, and the suspension, because it is not premium components, it did unsettle. As I went around it, there was a moment where it just kind of, it sank and popped back up, and it was very kind of spongy. It's not a premium motorcycle, and that's something that has to be understood when you're looking at anything in this price range, which I think is about $5,000. There are certain situations where it does not shine. But the overall package, it's just so much fun. It's so effortless. This is kind of actually taking me back to like a little bit of essence of why I started riding and why I loved riding. It kind of takes me back where like I can just ride and enjoy it. I know I'm not going to win in a drag race, you know. I know I'm not going to, if somebody came up on an R1 right now and wanted to go canyon roll, like they're gonna smoke me. Like, you know, I know that. So it's one of those things where it's just like, you know, it's not about that. It's just about actually enjoying the ride, not speed and bragging rights and everything else. That's honestly a very freeing kind of feeling. I'm not an aggressive rider by any means. There's like this aura about like 600 sport bikes or even or leader bikes or whatever. There's just kind of this thing around it where you want to go faster. You want to push the limits. You want to like race and stuff. You want to accelerate hard. You want to, you know, hang off the bike and do all these things you really don't need to be doing on the street, but you want to do it. It encourages you to do it. Where something like this just encourages you to enjoy the scenery, enjoy the comfort, enjoy the ride, enjoy you know, the road that you're on. It's very relaxing in a way that I haven't actually felt in quite a few years of riding, probably since my Harley. Actually, my Harley was pretty relaxing. Cruisers can be really relaxing. Very freeing and enjoyable. So anyways, this is probably going to end up being a cut together, disjointed mess of a video because I rambled on a lot. Anyways, I'm going to leave this at that. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for the support. If you like this video, leave me a thumbs up down there. Let me know that you liked it. If you have not yet subscribed, you know, definitely do so if you want to. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye.